Hi and welcome to Hi on Coding. I'm your host Mohammad Azam, and in this particular video I will show you that how you can use the T4 templates to generate the view names in your ASP.NET MVC application. So let's first check out what the problem I'm talking about is. Whenever you render a view, you pass in the string as the view name. Right now I'm passing over here index, okay? And that's fine. I mean, it's going to render the indexed view, which is right over here under the home folder, under the views folder. Okay, the problem is that if I type index blah blah blah, and if I build the application, it's not going to complain that this particular view like index jh does not exist, because it doesn't really know, because it's just a string. Only it will complain when you're actually running the application and the runtime error is thrown. So how can we make it much better? Well, we can make an enum type. We can make static or some variables that will point to index, or that will point to a different action, like an enum type of let's say views.home.about and then home.confirm, something like that. Okay, but we are programmers, so we are kind of lazy, so why not auto generate these things? So introducing T4 templates. Now T4 templates is already baked into Visual Studio 2008. If you have Visual Studio 2008, then you have T4 templates. Okay. So in order to use T4 templates, simply right click on your application, add a text file and give it an extension of TT. Okay. Once you add this particular file, you can basically start writing T4 templates. Now I have already added some of the things in this T4 template. I'm referring to the assembly system.web, system.web.mvc. So let's type out the template now. Okay, so I'm just going to say using system. Okay, and there is a special way to type the T4 templates. So let's just say this is called strongly typed views. Okay, and as soon as I save it, is going to get executed, and it will create a corresponding CS or VB file. And if you go to this, you will see that the code has been generated. So every time you save the TT file, which is your text template file, it's going to update this particular CS or VB file. So let's go ahead and do some coding in this. Now there is no IntelliSense in the T4 templates. I have heard that you can download certain things that will give you the IntelliSense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, string views folder path. Since I cannot really access the HTTP context, I'm just going to access the folder itself. So I'm just going to get the path of the folder. So path in my case is this. Okay, and then I can say, okay, give me an array of folders. So I can say over here directory dot get directories, and I will simply pass in the views folder path. It is very important that you close all the things that you open, okay, or it's going to complain. So let's say for each I would say string folder name in folders. So currently we are pointing to the views folder. Okay, and what you need to do is to generate a class. I'm just going to generate a static class, and if I want to inject any code, the value, I can simply say the hash sign and then the equal to. So system.io.path.get file name, because I just need the file name. So basically we're trying to generate each file for each of the views folder, as you can see. And let's see, and then I can simply again iterate through for each file in directory.getFiles folder name. Now for each file, like the ASPX file, what we are trying to do is to generate a constant. Okay, so I'm just going to say whatever you type over here which is not inside these hash signs is the will be emitted into the code. So system.io.path.get file name without extension. We don't really care about the extension, right? File and equal to, and then we want to assign some value. Now the value in this case is kind of like the same thing, system.io.path.get file name without extension file dot to string. Close this one up, and then it's now your job to close everything up. Okay, so let's see. We're saying var. Have I used var? Okay, so let's say this is string. Okay, so I've saved it. Now whenever you save it, it's going to get executed, as I've already said. So it's going to execute and create or write all the stuff, the auto-generate code in your CS or VB file. I've said that, okay, my extension will be CS. And if you go ahead over here, you can actually see that it's generated these things for me. And now I can go to my home controller, and if I want index view, I can simply say, okay, home.index. See how cool is that? So you can actually point to home.index. If I want to point something of account, I can say account dot these things. And so right now, I mean, now I can simply replace this with home.index, and it will work as expected. Now what if I add a new view? So if I add a new view, let's say foo, okay, and I want the code to be generated for this one also in my IntelliSense, what I'm going to do is just go to the TT, save it. When it's saved, it gets executed, and there we go. Now we got a foo. Okay, the only problem that I see is now every time you need to update the code, the auto-generated code, you actually have to go to this TT file and then save it. Okay, it's kind of like a headache, but well, it wrote code for you, right? So that's pretty much it. I hope you like it. And on the last note, let's go to High on Coding, because there's an article published over there, which will get you started with the T4 templates. You can see the using T4 templates, and you can download all the code from over here. This is pretty much all the code that is required for the T4 template. On last note, if you do want to sponsor a video, you can always email me at azamsharp@gmail.com, and also please donate. We are always looking for donations. You might not know, but each video takes about 30 to 60 minutes to record, and then a couple of more minutes, actually 15 to 20 minutes to decode it into HD quality. Then apart from that, we have a monthly bandwidth usage and hosting cost, and if you are supporting us, then we'll be able to get much better things like better computers and more authors on the website. Okay, so there's a one-time donation button. There's also monthly recurring donation. It's like $2, $5, and $10. It's pretty much nothing, I guess, right? And you can use these options to donate. I will really appreciate that if you open your heart for a small donation. Thank you very much, and enjoy High on Coding website.